Hello there. This is Etienam, your marriage and relationship coach. I help people become successful in marriage and their relationships. What I do here is, dropping little bit-sized information that will help you strengthen and push your marriage to the place of success. And welcome to this episode. And I want to start by asking a question. What makes a marriage successful? What makes a marriage successful? A lot of people have answers to that question, I believe, and it's good for you to know. So if you are within that class who have answers, well done, kudos to you. But I want to share something with us this evening that would really open up your vista and make you see things, from another perspective. Maybe if I would ask this question, what makes a building to stand? Yes. What makes a building stand? Someone would say, oh, the pillars. The pillars, yes. Obviously, the pillars make the building stand. But then, here comes another question. What makes up the pillars? So you begin to realize that the pillar is nothing by itself. Something else made the pillar what it is. Inside the pillar, you have cement, you have gravels that make up the concrete, you have rods, you even have the binding wires that hold the rods together. So now you're beginning to see that even in respect to a physical building, you can't just say that this is what makes this building to stand. You can't give credit to the pillar where you have other elements that make the pillar what it is. Are you getting my point now? Beautiful. So in essence, you can't, it would be unfair to just, bring something out of your marriage to say that this is responsible for the success of my marriage. That would mean that you are, what's the word now? You are looking down on other aspects that are somewhat, what's the word? Seeming irrelevant. It's like what the Bible says, that the little foxes spoil the vine. So while you are there, maybe you are a hunter trying to find out what's been eating or destroying the vine, you are thinking that a very gigantic animal is what will show up. Least did you realize or know that it's the little foxes that is spoiling the vine. Same way, if you begin, you might just find yourself attributing so much success in your marriage to something because it seems like it's big, it's bogus, it's obvious, it's out there. You may not even realize that those little things that you do on a daily basis, every now and then, are contributing to the success of your marriage. And so what's the truth that I'm bringing to you today? The fact that you should realize that not one thing makes a marriage successful. It's a combination of several things, many things. And so the more you get into dialogue with your spouse, with your husband or your wife, and you begin to realize those important things that they appreciate, that makes them enjoy the marriage. You see, because what they enjoy is what makes them connected to you or with you. What they don't enjoy is something that, if it's not taken care of, may end up pulling the marriage or relationship apart. And so it's good to get into dialogue with your partner, with your spouse. Ask them, what are the things you like about me? What are the things you don't like about me? Let them share from their perspective, because you could think that you are all good and perfect. What you don't realize is that there's something. It's like a cancer. There's something there that's eating up your marriage. And if, for instance, if your partner is not the type that is expressive, they may not open up. Or On the other hand, if they are the type that are expressive, but when they express what it is that they don't like, it causes something like a rupture in the relationship or in the marriage. Maybe you get upset or they get upset when they hear your part. So I'm saying let's look at it holistically. You need to know, what are the things that my partner likes? What are the things that my partner doesn't like? We need to understand. Here's the thing. There are two elements that could make a marriage successful. Two elements. One of it I call faith. The other I call intentionality. Faith is like a gamble. In other words, you can't even say for sure what makes your marriage successful. And if someone should ask you what makes your marriage successful, you can't even begin to point out this, that, this is what I do, this is what I don't do, and all of that. You're like, my marriages are successful. That could be faith. That's possible. And you see, faith is something you don't have control over. It just happens. And for you or for every other person, it could be something that is caused by some supernatural power or some higher being that is beyond you. That's faith. And I would liken faith to like the throwing of a dice. You never can tell where it will land, on what number it will land. But here's the other one, intentionality, where you are saying, I want to be intentional. I don't want to be assumptuous. I don't want to just rely on faith, because faith may turn either way. I want to be intentional. I want my marriage to be successful. What must I do? You have to be intentional. And so when I say what makes your marriage successful, even though I am saying that it is hard for you to attribute the success of your marriage to one particular thing, it is also your place and responsibility to begin to identify those little things. Count them. Take stock. You tell the truth, that could be one. Count it as one. Do you communicate well with your partner? That could be two. Do you apologize when you do wrong? That could be a third. All those are little arsenals that you have in your weaponry. And if you realize that these little things are contributing to the success of your marriage, you have to intentionally ensure that you do them, because these are the things that will make your marriage successful. So the question again, what makes my marriage successful? Nothing in particular. Everything comes in combination, giving here, a little there, to help make my marriage successful. So what's my word for you today? Go begin to identify those things, those elements that help you to push your marriage forward. Because you see, when I say your marriage moves from one level of success to the other, I'm saying that you have to move it. It's a progression. Your life with your partner is not a sprint. It's not a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon. And so you go this far, you turn back, you look, you assess. In retrospect, you assess and you say, oh, this is how much we achieved. We put our strengths together and we forge ahead. And I tell you, little by little, you will find out that your marriage will begin to turn out the way you expect. Not by chance, not by hopes, not by expectations, but intentionally, because you know what buttons to press to get you the result that you need. Thank you so much. Now, my name is David King Etienam again, and I'm your marriage and relationship coach. When you get back, ensure you share this word with someone else so that they can be blessed. And so until I come your way again, remain blessed and bye-bye.